Hi guys, welcome to Nika Fictional Fandoms. This is Monica, and today I want to be discussing a few of the books I've read, liked, and would recommend to you by Asian authors. I thought this was like the perfect time to discuss my favorites because A, it's the Asian Pacific Heritage Month, and we also have the Asian Readathon going on, so yeah, why not? And you've probably noticed that there are a few of the countries missing, but I don't want to make this extra long, so it's going to be a part of the series, and it's just the beginning. I'm going to keep updating this list time and again. So if you want to stay updated, don't forget to press the bell icon and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first book I want to recommend is Gachar Gochar by Vivek Shanbhag. He's an Indian author and it's translated from Kannada. It's a South Indian regional language. Now, this is a book about a guy and his family that goes from rags to riches and their consequences that they face due to this sudden financial gain. What I really like about this book is the narrator's thinking about the past, the good old days, and comparing it to the present circumstances where he has all the money in the world but unhappy. So if you want to really explain to someone that money can't buy happiness, this is the book I would recommend to you. The writing style again is amazing, and the author's perspective to such ordinary circumstances with such detailed description is, made me look at things differently, and I think I really appreciate such books. And another thing that I really like is when I'm reading a book and the title starts making sense. So this one does an amazing job again. Gachar Gochar basically means tangled or messed up, and by the end of it, it put me in a very introspective mood. And I love books that has so many underlying themes that every time you read it, there's something new you learn. So that's it, and I would definitely recommend this book. It's only 120 pages, so it's a very quick read, and I would really want you to read this one. The next book I want to recommend is We Are Displaced by the Nobel Peace Prize winner and Pakistani author Malala Yousafzai. I don't know why this book isn't as popular as her memoir, but it definitely needs more audience. It's a collection of these personal stories of the girls that she's come across, during her visits to refugee camps. And it talks about displacement, war, and border conflicts. And it highlights how important it is that, everyone should deserve a universal human right and a home, and how it affects these families. It's very emotional. It makes you wonder, how privileged you are. And yeah, definitely recommend this book. The next book I want to talk about is Lajja by Taslima Nasreen. Lajja means shame. It's a historical fiction, and she's a Bangladeshi author. This book talks about the aftermath of the Babri Masjid demolition that took place in India, and how the Hindus of Bangladesh were expected to atone to the wrongdoings of these people. Now, I like how it highlights the religious politics and the communal intent of hatred that it serves. Because it's set in a period where Bangladesh had officially excluded secularism from their constitution, and it had already stated their national religion to be Islam. I feel this book made me reflect of how important it is for a country to value democracy and secularism. And because this is a very sensitive topic, and some of you would go like, this community did this thing to this community, and that's why I hate this community, and blah blah blah. I would like to mention what I interpreted from this book, and I feel it reiterates what it is that we have to learn from history and what not to repeat, and how humanity is the only religion that we lack. So definitely recommend this book, and you should definitely give this a try. The next book I want to talk about is the Mount Emily series by Loh Ying Ping. She's a Singaporean author, and it's a middle grade fantasy novel. Because it talks about, has this time travel trope in this, I liked how it is the 1980s Singapore as compared to the 20th century Singapore is featured in this book. And it has lovely characters. It has that typical high school drama and that mom and daughter dynamics, and the world building is amazing. So highly recommend this book. And I have not come across a lot of Asian authored middle grade fantasy series, so I was very grateful to discover this one. You can check this out on Storytel. I have finished the first 2 books in this series. There are a total of 4 books, and I'm on the 3rd book right now. I'm really enjoying this book, so definitely recommend this one. So the next book I want to recommend is In Order to Live, A North Korean Girl's Journey to Freedom by Yeonmi Park. For me, North Korea is more like a fictional dystopian world, but in real. So this book made me feel really emotional. It's very heartbreaking. It's her journey, of survival, and how she escaped North Korea. It made me feel really grateful for little things in my life, and just to enjoy the freedom and to be grateful for the freedom that I have, and that I've been born in a democratic country. Next book I want to recommend is A Suitable Boy by Vikram Seth. He's an Indian author, and this book is basically a mother looking for a suitable boy for her daughter, and how pressurized this young girl feels, specifically to selecting a guy her family predominantly likes, so the guy she really, really does, and the amount of filters that the suitable boy has to go through with regards to like the economic status and the caste and the religion and stuff like that. And there are so many different characters in this book, so many diverse characters with their own social problems, which makes this really interesting, and I don't know which one to highlight. And even though like this book is categorized mainly as a historical fiction book, which is set in like a post-independence period, in the 1950s, I feel that this book could be relevant even now in way things work in India. If you're really curious about India's culture and the whole arranged marriage concept, and the differences in the political and social agendas, and the whole religion and caste system, you probably want to pick this up. I would definitely vouch for its authenticity and the essence of India it captures. Next book I want to recommend is Love Boat Taipei by Abigail Hing Wen. She's born to immigrant parents. Her mom is from Philippines and her dad is Indonesian. This book is a typical YA contemporary. It's a 2020 release and it's a debut novel. It has that Gossip Girl vibe and summer camps, and it also has like a love triangle, which I wasn't a big fan of. But what I really like about this book is how it gave me that wanderlust for Taipei. It has that nightlife culture, and there's like this scene where they have snake blood. So yeah, the book mainly features Chinese American children born to immigrants, and it talks about the pressure they face to choose the right career and to succeed in their parents' eyes, because these parents have like moved to this country and for the future of their children, and they have this pressure of succeeding. And I think it depicts that feeling really well. So the next book or books I want to recommend is this Detective Kaga series by Kiko Higashino. He's a Japanese author. And the first book, Malice, is basically that typical locked room mystery, and the second one is the whodunit mystery kind of thing. I love the writing style. It's very unique. It's something I've not read before. And I love how this book is slow paced but keeps you curious. So yeah, I definitely recommend this book as well, especially if you want to read something which is not Haruki Murakami from Japan. So the next book that I want to recommend is by a South Korean author. It's Miracle Creek by Angie Kim. I know I've already talked about this book a lot, but it's really good and I highly recommend this book, obviously. This book talks about autism. It also talks about parenting for children with special needs, and it also has this Korean immigrant family that's moved to America solely for a better future for their daughter, and this daughter was really homesick for her country as well. It's a very character-driven story, but the plot is really engaging as well. It's a typical whodunit mystery and a page-turner, and I highly recommend this book. So that's it. That's all the books I have to recommend for now. And if you've read any of these books, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Until then, happy reading, and I'll see you in another video. Ta-da!